On September 2nd, 2023, my family walked into an Airbnb in Douglasville, Georgia, and what we found was shocking. And what I'm about to tell you is a true story. So in August of 2023, my brother-in-law asked me to take part in an installation service at a church because he was being installed as a pastor in Douglasville, Georgia. And of course, I agreed to do this, and so I booked an Airbnb there. I booked tons of Airbnb and Verbos and other kinds of short-term rentals before, so this was nothing out of the ordinary. But this particular trip was certainly not ordinary. So on Saturday, September 2nd, I drive down to this Airbnb in Douglasville, Georgia. My wife and my kids, they are all sick, and so they can't make it, and so I just go alone. And I meet my wife's parents and I meet my brother-in-law down at this Airbnb. We go have dinner together at a Mexican restaurant. We get back to the Airbnb, and my brother-in-law and his wife and his children, he's got 4 kids, and we all show up at the same time at this Airbnb. They're not staying the night. It's just my brother-in-law, my wife's parents, and me. It's just the 4 of us staying overnight at this place. But his whole family, again, including his children, arrive at this Airbnb. So when we get there, we are looking around the home. It's a nice home. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath brick home at the end of a cul-de-sac in Douglasville. And my brother-in-law's children and his wife, they're all looking around the different rooms in the house. And the children are there with the parents, but they're in the master bedroom, and they are unloading the clothes for the night and the next couple nights. And what happened was that one of the girls of this family, and so they have 4 kids, they're all very young, and I think 4-year-old, I guess they're 4-year-old right now. And one of these girls is beginning to open the drawers to unload the clothes in the master bedroom. And when she does, she opens up a drawer and she makes a statement of, "What is this?" And my brother-in-law immediately rushes over and he looks into the drawer, and what he finds is shocking. And in that drawer is a loaded and chambered 9mm handgun. Now, I'm around guns quite a bit. My kids are around guns. We go shooting. We learn the safety and the dangers of a weapon and what it could do to somebody. But not everybody is in that kind of frame of mind. They're not all prepared. They're not all thinking about what a handgun could do to somebody. And so to walk into a short-term rental like an Airbnb, this could happen also with a Verbo or some other kind of short-term rental as well. But to walk into a situation where you just simply open a drawer and you find not only a loaded, but a chambered. What do I mean by chambered? And most of you know this, but that means that if you simply just pull the trigger, there's no safety mechanism on this handgun. If you just pull the trigger, it would go off. And so if for like a 4-year-old to take a gun, a loaded and chambered gun out of a drawer, it could be a serious issue, a danger, and not only to her, but to others in the home, that they would pick this gun up and potentially use it for great harm to themselves or others, was a serious issue, a serious risk for not only my family, maybe others in the future. And this is something to be aware of when you go to a short-term rental. You don't always know who owns that rental and the safety protocols that family has that is renting that out to somebody. And when I think about being a provider and protector, it's not only being a provider and protector for you in your home, but also when you go somewhere else, when you rent a home from somebody else, that you have to be that one that goes in and is looking around to make sure that there's no threats. And I failed in this area, to be honest here. I did not do this as I should have. And now, of course, now I'm very aware of this. But I wanted to share this with you all so that when you go in, you rent a home or a property or unit somewhere, that you're being mindful of what could be there in that home and the danger and the risks that are there. and for you to go around, make sure that there's nothing that is dangerous. I've seen other videos of people that are renting a Airbnb or a VRBO or Verbo, and they find something that was not in the description of the property, and they're thinking, man, I'm so glad I looked around first. I should have done that. In this case, I didn't, but believe me, from now on, I'm going to do that. So when I found this loaded and chambered 9mm handgun in the drawer, actually the 4-year-old daughter found it and notified all of us. I immediately contacted Airbnb and through the chat feature of the application, and I was able to talk with them, express my concern with this and the family that owned this home, not being careful and certainly not thinking about other people coming into the home. There's other issues with the home. I won't go into that. That's not the purpose of this video. But over time, Airbnb, they actually reimbursed me for the cost of this rental. And so I was grateful for that. They actually did take this seriously. And I don't know what their communication was with the host. That was not my part in all of this. But they were very professional about it, and they did treat it seriously. I guess they know that what the serious issue could be if this girl were to take that gun and do some harm. I mean, you're talking about a major lawsuit on their hands. Not only the harm to my family, my brother-in-law, and I can't imagine the devastation, the consequences of what that could be. But for Airbnb on their side of things, what that could look like in the news and publicity and the legal ramifications of that. So they did actually reimburse me. They were very sorry for that. But for me, it was just a reminder of being a provider and protector at all times. So not just for my immediate family here in my home here, but whenever I go out, whenever I'm doing something else, when I'm renting another property for some purpose, to continue to be vigilant and to be a provider and protector in all kinds of situations and not here just in my own home. I hope this has been helpful for you and you're thinking about maybe going somewhere, traveling, and you're looking at a property, going into a property, to make sure that as a provider and protector that you're being that for your family, not only in your home, but for somewhere else as well. If you've not already done so, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate you and your support, and we'll see you in the next video.